offers your family style and function. See our inventory and pricing online at baumchryslerjeep.com, your downtown dealer in Clinton.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at baumchevybuick.com right from the start.
News time is 11 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Tuesday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast. We stream to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Join the Clinton High School Interact Club for a fundraiser this Wednesday evening. It will be a boys' volleyball game between the junior class and senior class. Carla Ramirez with the Interact Club explains Rotary is focused on bettering its communities, and the focus of that mission this year is on veterans.
So the Rotary Interact Club is a club that believes in service above self. So we often throughout the year do many service events, like we did a drive for toys, and then we ended up putting them in boxes and sending them to girls in third world countries. Oh, cool. So we do stuff like that where we can give back to our other people and our community as well. So this year, Rotary's purpose is to create hope in the world. And so we decided to start with our community, and we decided to start with creating hope for our veterans.
According to Ramirez, the volleyball game on Wednesday will pit the junior boys against the senior boys. She says they got this idea at a recent conference they attended in talking with other chapters of Rotary.
So we actually were at a district conference where we got talking to other team members in our club and others around here in the central Illinois area. And we decided that a volleyball game would be really fun between our junior and senior boys. So that's what we decided to do. We're making a fundraising event on May 15th starting at 6 p.m. And our boys are going to play against each other. It was a little tough at first, but whenever they found out why we're doing it and that we're going to donate all our proceeds of that night to our AMVETS and our American Legion Benevolence Fund, many of them were on board.
Ramirez specifically noted the Clinton AMVETS organization helps students with scholarships, and they also help veterans afford visits to doctors and provide transportation for those individuals. The volleyball match, again, is set for Wednesday, May 14th at the Clinton High School Gymnasium at 6:30 p.m. Veterans can attend the event for free. Outlooks for the summer are holding strong for a warmer than normal temperature signal. Ed Shimon explains May is trending cooler than normal for a short time, but that should change as we get into July and beyond this summer.
When I'm looking beyond that, though, warmer than normal is the trend for all the 3-month outlooks all summer. That probably won't be hanging around too long. All the month of June, the first day of June is 80 for a normal high, 58 for a morning low. By the end of the month, we get up to 86 for a high and 64 for a low. Below normal is more of a spring-like high, I guess, and that's, true summertime high. But above normal will be probably seeing some 90s.
According to Shimon, we're not expecting intense heat this summer, at least not until August. He says we should see a pretty typical summer.
In terms of the above normal categories, we're in right on the line of category 1 to above normal. Level 7 would be like a 90 to 100th percentile chance of above normal. So we're not expecting real intense heat. At least I don't see a dome of heat that's going to just settle across our area all summer. We may get some dog days of summer. It looks like August tips the balance a little bit higher, August into September. So, and then precipitation chances start to dip towards below normal at that point in time, which is our typical late summer, drought type situation can start to set in that August time frame when thunderstorms are a little less frequent and the storm tracks are kind of suppressed with the real hot summertime air.
As far as precipitation, the summer should meet the averages this summer.
Yeah, the June, July, August shows equal chances of above or below normal precipitation. And we're slightly closer to above normal precipitation, towards Effingham to Lawrenceville, but just showing that we could see each month getting that 3 to 4 inch rainfall periodically, nothing, flash flood type situations or, excessive rainfall, but equal chances there. And we usually get about 12 inches in a summer. 12 to 13 inches across the area, which farmers really do need for those plants to get beneficial moisture there.
Drought could become an issue later in the summer, but in the meantime, Shimon does not see it being an issue, which should lend to an ideal growing season for producers. It was another wet week in Illinois, slowing planting progress. State crop statistician Mark Schleusner says it was a little drier than last week, but still only 2 days were suitable for field work.
Wet weather slowed field work again in Illinois last week. The state average rainfall was 1.25 inches, and that was nearly 1/4 inch above normal. Temperatures averaged 64.3 degrees, more than 3 degrees above normal for this time of year. There were 2.3 days suitable for field work around the state last week, and topsoil moisture was rated 2% short, 69 adequate, and 29% surplus. That is a little drier than 1 week ago.
Soybean and corn planting progress continued, but remained behind both the yearly and 5-year averages.
Soybean planting advanced by 8 points and reached 39% finished. That compares to 74% 1 year ago and 43% for the 5-year average. 20% of soybean acres have emerged compared to 16% normally. Corn planting reached 42% finished, up 10 points from the previous week. That compares to 81% a year ago and 56% for the 5-year average. 25% of corn acres have emerged, and that is right on the 5-year average.
Pasture conditions improved from last week with 79% rated good to excellent. Winter wheat crop improved from a week ago, and the first cutting of hay is 7% complete and 2% harvested. State lawmakers are involved in the grind of the budget making now. Last week, they were given a memo from Governor J.B. Pritzker laying out if revenues are not set to increase from changing sports betting taxes to other changes, then spending plans will need to include cuts.
We realize that we may not be able to get to all of the members or explain it properly to all of them, and just wanted to make sure that they understood, that our leaders of our agencies needed to understand that if those new revenues don't come through, that we'll probably be hearing from the legislature about cuts that they want to make, and so we wanted to put everybody on notice. That's the real purpose of that memo.
The first deadline for a state budget is the end of the month. A truck inspection blitz will happen throughout the country and the state this week, says Don Schaefer with the Midwest Truckers Association.
Road check is basically the premier, I suppose you could say, or the most intensive truck inspection blitz that goes on during the year. It's done by the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance, which is an organization made up of the industry and law enforcement. And it's a blitz. It's done all across the country. It's done in Canada and it's done in Mexico. Basically, it's 3 days. Conductors do what they call a standard level 1 inspection, which means they check everything on a truck when they pull it in. 37 different things they look for. Examination of the vehicle components, driver documents, and the requirements. So they're checking everything from the brakes to the valves to the make sure the driver has all the right credentials. They can verify all that type of information, and it's done not just at the weigh stations, but they're done at other pop-ups places, like here in Illinois.
Schaefer says it's not just interstates, but inspections occur on state highways. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Enel North America is dedicated to creating long-term shared value for our host communities. Enel is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC McLean County Community Spotlight, featuring the important work of a different McLean County nonprofit organization each month.
I'm Matt Burgess, the CEO of Home Sweet Home Ministries in Bloomington. We've been a pillar of support for over a century, offering help and hope to those experiencing homelessness and hunger. From shelter and hot meals to housing assistance, Home Sweet Home is here to lend a hand. Through our housing programs and partnerships like the Bread for Life Food Co-op, we foster a stronger, more inclusive community. Help us in our mission to instill hope, restore lives, and build community. Find us online at hshministries.org.
Enel is a clean energy leader in North America and is working to electrify the economy and help build a net zero carbon future for Illinois. They're proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC McLean County Community Spotlight.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. In a game heard here on WHOW and at its digital platforms, including DeWittDailyNews.com, Clinton could not keep up with Tri-Valley as they rolled to a 15-5 five-inning run rule win in high school softball regional quarterfinal action from Downs Monday evening. Addie Phillips and Zoe Whitaker drove in 3 runs apiece for the Lady Vikings. Phillips hit a home run while Whitaker doubled twice. Brooke Reeves drove in 2 runs for Clinton, while Heidi Humble and Hadley Humble each drove in a run. Clinton ends its season 10-15 overall. It's off to a regional semifinal for Tri-Valley at the Normal U-High Regional. Hayden Romano pitched 4 innings of 1-run ball, leading Monticello to a 6-1 win over Okaw Valley in a final tune-up before regional play this week from Bethany. Romano allowed a run, a hit, issued a walk, and struck out 4. Dylan Brown paced the Monticello offense, going 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. Luke Teschke was 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI, while Colton Vance drove in a run for the Sages. Monticello is 29-4 overall. They will take on Warrensburg-Latham Wednesday in a regional semifinal matchup from Monticello. Game time is 4:30. Hear the action on 95.9 FM WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. Michael Lucas's bottom of the 7th inning run-scoring single broke a scoreless tie, and Lincoln walked off Williamsville 1-0 in non-conference high school baseball from Lincoln Monday afternoon. Lucas and Drew Hayes had 2 hits apiece for the Rail Splitters, its only hits of the day. The 3 pitchers combined on a 4-hit shutout for Lincoln. Colby Glenn, Parker Grau, and Brendan Worth combined to shut down the Bullets. Glenn struck out 3 in 2 1/3 scoreless, hitless innings. Grau allowed 3 hits and walked 1 in 2 1/3 innings, while Worth permitted just 1 hit in 2 1/3 innings scoreless for the Rail Splitters. Lincoln continues a busy week with a game against Chatham Glenwood this afternoon. The Rail Splitters are 21-8 overall. Class 1A baseball regional quarterfinal action from Monday. In Class 1A, Danville Schlarman blanked Blue Ridge 11-0. It was Central A&M over Springfield Lutheran in 6 innings, 7-1. Tuscola outslugged Georgetown Ridge Farm 14-11. Class 2A baseball regional quarterfinal scores from Monday. Prairie Central blanked Bloomington Central Catholic 3-0. Canton blanked El Paso Gridley 3-0 in 6 innings. The game was called after the 6th due to weather. It was Champaign St. Thomas More over Alla 12-2. And as mentioned, Warrensburg Latham got by Olympia 5-4. Class 1A softball regional quarterfinal play from Monday. Decatur St. Teresa down Blue Ridge 8-1 in 6 innings. Class 2A regional softball quarterfinal action from Monday. Toledo Cumberland outlasted Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond 7-5. Bloomington Central Catholic down Maroa Forsyth 4-1. It was Hoopston over PBL 6-1, and Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin beat Riverton 17-1. Monday night's game between the Washington Nationals and the Chicago White Sox has been postponed by rain. It will be made up as a straight doubleheader on Tuesday. Each team pushed its pitching rotation back a day. Washington's Trevor Williams will face fellow right-hander Chris Flexen in the opener of the doubleheader. Williams is looking for his third consecutive win, while Flexen is 2-0 with a 1.69 ERA in his last 3 starts. Nats left-hander Mitchell Parker and White Sox right-hander Eric Fetty take the mound in the second game. Fetty began his big league career with Washington and is facing his former club for the first time. Chicago won 3 of 4, against Cleveland in its previous series. The Sox are 9-7 since they dropped 22 of their first 25 games this season. Washington has split its last 6. It dropped 2 of 3 at Boston over the weekend. Nolan Arenado homered, and Matt Carpenter had a tying 2-run single during a St. Louis 8-run 7th inning as the Cardinals rallied from a 4-run deficit for a 10-5 victory over the LA Angels on Monday night. Ivan Herrera had 2 hits during the Cardinals' massive rally. He capped it with a 2-run single as St. Louis sent 14 hitters to the plate against the Angels' best relievers. St. Louis managed only a single from Paul Goldschmidt in the first 5 innings against Jose Soriano. The Cardinals loaded the bases in the 6th, but Angels reliever Adam Simber got Goldschmidt to ground into an inning-ending double play. St. Louis's next 4 batters singled against Simber as Matt Moore, shortly after Carpenter delivered a full-count single to make it 4-all. Reliever Luis Garcia came in and hit Goldschmidt with his first pitch to drive in Mason Wynn. Inconsistent left-hander and boyhood Cardinals fan Reed Detmer takes the mound for LA against Sonny Gray, who gave up 6 earned runs to the Brewers in his last starts. Zach Short made the most of his first start with the Atlanta Braves by breaking a scoreless tie with a run-scoring double in the 6th inning as the Braves spoiled another strong start by Chicago rookie Shota Imanaga to beat the Cubs 2-0 Monday night. Short, who filled in at third base while Austin Riley was held out with tightness in his left side, lined a pitch from right-hander Hayden Wesneski into right field to drive in Travis d'Arnaud, who doubled with 2 outs. Ronald Acuna Jr. followed with a single to left to bring Short home for the 2-0 lead. Imanaga threw 5 scoreless innings extending his team record to 8 starts to begin his career without allowing more than 2 runs. Imanaga stranded 2 base runners in the 2nd and 3rd innings and left the bases loaded in the 4th. Imanaga had 8 strikeouts and lowered his majors leading ERA to .96 despite giving up 7 hits with 3 walks. Craig Counsell was ejected in the 4th inning soon after first base umpire Junior Valentin ruled Acuna successfully checked his swing with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Imanaga escaped the jam on Acuna's fly ball to right. It was Counsell's 29th ejection of his career and the first with the Cubs. Braves right-hander Ronaldo Lopez went 5 scoreless innings while giving up 2 hits and 2 walks. Lopez's outing was shortened by back tightness, but he is not expected to miss a start. Left-hander Ray Kerr recorded 3 strikeouts in 2 perfect innings. A.J. Minter pitched the 9th, stranding 2 runners to earn his first save in 4 chances a day after a blown save in a 4-3 loss to the Mets. Acuna, who was picked off first base twice in Sunday's loss to the Mets, was picked off by Imanaga following a first-inning walk. Braves left-hander Chris Sale faces Cubs right-hander Jameson Taillon tonight. Sale is 2-1 with a 1.23 ERA in 5 career games, including 3 starts in his career against Chicago. Get sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Fiber internet has come to Clinton, thanks to Connexus. That's right, Connexus has brought fiber internet to Clinton with plans starting at $45 a month and speeds up to 5 gig. Fall in love with your internet again with incredible fiber internet right to your home. Get on the fiber internet superhighway in Clinton now by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Fiber internet has come to Clinton. Fiber not available everywhere. Terms and conditions apply.
The administration does not consider Israel's war on Hamas in Gaza as a genocide. That according to Biden National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Just like last year, smoke from Canadian wildfires having an effect on air quality across parts of the U.S. Public health warnings have been posted across parts of the upper Midwest. Robust sales of its video games, music, and movies drove Sony's profits through the roof in the fourth quarter. Sony reporting a 34% surge in its bottom line for the final 3 months of 2023. The opening bell just sounding on Wall Street now. Stocks starting off the day in the red following the latest report on wholesale prices. More details, srnnews.com.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. And maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true people are way more...
WHOW Planting Reports are brought to you by our title sponsor, Apex Clean Energy, planting the seeds for a better future in Illinois. Also brought to you by Wiffles Hybrids and your local Wiffles Hybrids dealer, Baum Chevrolet in Clinton, where you'll find the official truck of our planting reports, the 2024 Chevy Silverado, the Macon County Farm Bureau, AAK Mechanical, the McLean County Farm Bureau, and Mansi Metal.
When you're in the mood for a cheeseburger, you've got options. Cheddar, Swiss, pepper jack. But when it comes to choosing your seed corn brand, you have fewer to choose from each year. That's why Wiffles Hybrids is determined to keep giving growers an independent choice. So plant your independence with Wiffles Hybrids and top it with a big old slice of American.
For more information about Wiffles Hybrids, check out Wiffles.com or contact Lily Owen at 217-821-3635.
Spring is here, and Illinois can look forward to planting a new crop, wind. Apex Clean Energy projects have received broad support from local farmers and landowners, and participation is 100% voluntary. Landowners who choose to host wind energy on their land will receive 30-plus years of steady revenue, and communities receive local property taxes to fund our schools, roads, first responders, and more. Let's plant the seeds of a better future in Illinois. To learn more, go to apexcleanenergy.com/landowners.
The 2024 Chevy Silverado Heavy Duty is the official truck for your planting season. Scott Baum here from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. The 2024 Silverado is the strongest, most capable ever. With 2 heavy-duty powertrain options, innovative towing technologies, and a large and functional Durabed, Silverado HD pulls up, ready to get the seed, fuel, or tools you need to the field this spring to get things done on your farm. Now's the time to make the Chevy Silverado your farm's official truck. Here at Baum Chevrolet Buick.
I'm Carter Hitchings, and in this planting report, we visit with Jim Reed from Piatt County, just south of D-Land. We visited with Jim Reed on April 22nd. Thanks again for taking some time out of your busy day to let me come visit with you.
No problem. We just got started this week, and so we're kind of getting all the bugs worked out. We've had a few minor issues here and there that have slowed us down a little bit, but we're kind of hitting our stride now.
Yeah, and so talking about preparations before you even got those tractors into the field, how did those preparations go for you guys?
Well, pretty good. We kind of service everything on our own, filters and fluids and all that, check all the pressures, but no matter how much of that you do, you still run into issues. Going to the field with the big four-wheel drive the very first day, and we had a little idler that went out, bearings went out on it, shredded the fan belt. So that's kind of thing, even a routine service didn't catch, but there we go.
Well, before you got your planter in the ground, were you having any problems getting equipment or parts for anything before you were able to get rolling?
No, most of our equipment's older, and we kind of, most of our tech is a little bit older too, so everything we've got is pretty routine. There's a lot of it around, and pretty good luck. We haven't really found any parts, we haven't been able to source locally.
So thankfully, you're able to find your guys' parts en masse, and you're not waiting for a couple days in a row for a part to be brought in. And so I know I called you this morning, and you said you were broken down again, and so you were able to get right back up and running, it seems, pretty quickly.
Yeah, we just had some filters on a tractor we bought. It was a used tractor, and we thought the dealer was going to change them, and evidently he didn't. So we had a little restriction in the filters, so we got those changed, and they changed the sensor while they were here. But But yeah, that's pretty standard stuff on, we're really blessed in this area, both Deere, Agco, Case New Holland. We've got a solid group of dealers around this whole area.
Mm-hmm. And so what are some other challenges that you had before your plant has started rolling, like weather or availability of inputs?
No, I think this year compared to the past, the inputs have really smoothed out. Fertilizer prices have been down quite a bit. The one thing that we've found that kind of shocked us was we had to buy some batteries while we were prepping stuff. And man, they, what used to be like a $45 battery turned out to be a $200 battery. And so that was a little bit of a shock to us, but
that's Jim Reed, who farms in Piatt County, just south of D-Land, in this planting report. We visited with Mr. Jim Reed on April 22nd. I'm your local farm broadcaster, Carter Hitchings.
If you're building a pole barn or need a long-lasting metal roof, Mansi Metal is a local company that manufactures quality metal roofing and pole barns right here in central Illinois. This means you'll have everything you or your contractor needs to install a metal roof or put up a building designed to last generations. Visit their showroom weekdays on Route 121 in Mount Zion or right now at manseametal.com, MANSEA metal.com.
Planting season means it's go time for you, Mr. Farmer, and downtime is lost productivity and profit. AAK Mechanical in Clinton can provide you mobile welding on your farm or in the field to keep your equipment rolling, or you can take your parts to their welding shop just off Illinois Route 10 east of Clinton for repair. Either way, AAK Mechanical's welding shop and their on-site mobile welding will keep you going this spring. Put this number in your smartphone, 935-8501. That's 935-8501, and type in AAK Mechanical to get your parts welded and back in operation this planting season.
WHOW planting reports are brought to you by our title sponsor, Apex Clean Energy, planting the seeds for a better future in Illinois. Also brought to you by Wiffles Hybrids and your local Wiffles Hybrids dealer, Baum Chevrolet in Clinton, where you'll find the official truck of our planting reports, the 2024 Chevy Silverado, the Macon County Farm Bureau, AAK Mechanical, the McLean County Farm Bureau, and Mansi Metal.
What was true during the years you've worked to acquire an education is also true in life. You should be confident in yourself, your abilities, and your decisions. And as Eleanor Roosevelt observed, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. We congratulate the class of 2024 on a job well done.
Congratulations go out to the graduates of the class of 2024 from Kirby Medical Center in Monticello.
The Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce May Days Festival is May 16th through the 19th, and right now you can buy your wristband coupons at discount prices. Executive Director Janice Peterson here, reminding you to save money by purchasing a discounted coupon that's redeemable at the ticket booths at May Days for a wristband. Buy your discounted coupon by this Thursday at 3 p.m. at one of these locations: the Clinton Chamber of Commerce office, Kirby Foods Clinton IGA, Big D Food and Liquor, First National Bank and Trust, Heartland Bank and Trust, and DeWitt Savings Bank. See you at Clinton May Days, May 16th through 19th.
You're listening to a best of segment of the WHOW Morning Show, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, this is a best of the WHOW Morning Show. Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in this segment of the morning show today is Kendra Wallace. She is the 4-H coordinator for the U of I Extension in DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties. Good morning, Kendra. How are you today?
I'm well, Seth. How about yourself?
Doing good. Thanks for asking. Thanks for making time for us. It's always good to have you on the program. And let's dive into, Kendra, of course, fair season. You know, it feels like this is kind of a never-ending topic as we get to the latter half of the first quarter. But, boy, it really comes up on us fast. What are you working on as it relates to fair season here lately? What's been on your plate?
Right now we've been accepting – it's kind of a huge bundle of – deadline dates. So April 30th was our enrollment cutoff for members to exhibit at the fair. Then we had May 1st, where our fair entry system opens. That's where members can go in and select the classes that they're going to show in. And then May 1st was also the deadline for any horse exhibitors to get their paperwork to the office. So just kind of double checking and going through, making sure members are enrolled where they're supposed to be at, and papers are in the office as needed. Right now it's just finalizing, making sure we have enough judges, which we still have plenty of spots open. So if anyone's interested in donating an afternoon or a morning over the course of the fair, please reach out to the office. We would love to have more volunteers come and judge the kids' projects.
Sure. Well, let's talk deadlines, Kendra. What anything coming up that folks need to know about? Anything along those lines?
June 1st is our cutoff for that fair entry system. So for exhibitors to select their classes, that will be open through June the 1st. If anyone is needing assistance with that, we have some open house dates where staff will be available to help you complete those enrollments and select those classes as needed. May the 9th is our first one coming up at the Piatt County Extension Office. May the 16th will be held in DeWitt, and May the 23rd will be held at the Macon County Extension Office. And those are, again, just open house hours from 5 to 7 p.m. And again, that's just for families who need additional assistance so they can sit down one-on-one with staff.
Any idea, Kendra, what the first-time 4-H numbers are like for this year?
I will be honest, I haven't pulled those up. I apologize. I know we are sitting pretty close to where we were at last year as far as current 4-H enrollments. Macon County has picked up a lot. We have a lot of new members over in Macon County, which is always great to see. The staff over in Macon County has been working hard to, enlist, or I shouldn't say enlist, but enroll families to be part of that 4-H experience.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So again, the dates on those open houses there, Kendra, do you mind throwing those out one more time?
Yeah, not a problem. I have those as May the 9th in Piatt County, May the 16th for DeWitt County, and May the 23rd for Macon County. Again, those are open to anyone, so it's not exclusive to your primary county. If a date works better for your family, feel free to join us for any of those.
Very good. Kendra, as it relates to just getting ready for fair season, you talked about the need for volunteers. Are you in need of volunteers for specific judging areas, specific parts of the fair? What do you need right now?
Definitely. So right now we are still looking for just pretty much our visual arts areas, our cooking areas. We do still need some help in the STEM and trades areas, so computer science and welding, and a couple other areas there, as well as like our clover buds. So those are our littles from age 5 to 7. They don't really get judged as much as they just get a one-on-one opportunity to talk with someone about their projects. And there are a couple random off topics as well, and I apologize, I don't have them in front of me, but another area that we're always looking for help is the kitchen. So the Fair Board puts on open kitchen hours for families to have food during the fair. There is an actual sign up for that available on our website, and we'll take kids and adults who are willing to come help with those kitchen hours. And that includes, asking the adults to cook in the kitchen, but then we've got cleanup crew and dessert and drinks area as well. So even just for a couple of hours, if you have that available, we would love to have you.
Sure, very good. Is that something that folks need to seek out or call someone for if they're interested in volunteering for that?
You can find the link on our website, or you can call the office. We can help you get signed up that way as well.
Easy enough. Kendra Wallace is 4-H coordinator for the U of I Extension here in DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties. And Kendra, as we talk fair season coming up right around the corner, just again remind us those dates one more time if you would.
Sure thing. It is going for our horse show. That is going to be held that very first weekend in July, Saturday, July 6th and July the 7th. And then our general projects and livestock show will be held the following weekend, July the 11th through the 14th.
All right, very good. So right around the corner. Hard to believe, Kendra, that we're nearly there. About 6 to 8 weeks off, and it's coming up fast here. In terms of I know you wanted to touch on some things around the poultry showing. How about that? What do you have for us?
Definitely. So with the Illinois Department of Agriculture's rules, all birds need to be tested to show at our fair, as well as the state fair. And we've started holding a clinic. We started last year to not only discuss showmanship and, poultry care, but do that pullorum testing as well. We're doing that again this year, June the 1st, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the DeWitt 4-H Fairgrounds. And there is a small fee to have the birds tested. If you're doing just one bird, it'd be $5 a person. 2 to 5 birds is $10 a person, and 5 or more birds is $20 a person. And you just pay that fee right there at the clinic. But we do ask for registration on that as well, because there are some preparations that need to be made. Make sure that we have enough antigen for everyone for testing, and make sure that we have enough cages set up, because that is a clinic that you will be bringing poultry to. But that testing, because of our date, it has to be good 90 days for showing, so that negative testing will be good for not only our county exhibit, but any state exhibitors as well.
Now, was this, because I know the bird flu was around last year, was this something you did last year?
Yes, we did that as well, just kind of as a safety net for our exhibitors. But now the Illinois Department of Ag has changed their requirements, and it is required for state. It used to be that if a bird was staying somewhere more than 24 hours, they had to have that negative test. But we decided, again, just as a safety net for our exhibitors, to proceed with having that done for our county shows. And then, like I said, they changed the rules again this year, and it's now required for everybody. So
yeah, sure. Having done it once through last year, do you feel like you're better prepared for everybody to do it this year?
Definitely. We have some changes that we made just to make sure that this process goes pretty seamless, but the exhibitors get a chance to work one-on-one with our tester. And so it's really nice so that the kids can be involved and see the process and understand why it is being done. So I really like having that explanation for the kids, so that way they can see the entire process.
Gotcha. Very good. Well, Kendra, as we talk fair season, what did I miss? Is there anything else to consider as we talk here this morning?
As of right now, I cannot think of anything other than just please keep that June 1st date in mind. We do not accept any late entries, so please make sure your projects are enrolled by that June 1st deadline.
Very good. So keep all of that in mind. Kendra, where do folks go to register? Where do they go for just information on the fair itself? Where do they find all of that?
All of that information can be found at extension.illinois.edu, and then /D for DeWitt, M for Macon, P for Piatt. Search under local programs, the kids and 4-H, and all of that information will be on that page.
Kendra Wallace, 4-H coordinator for the U of I Extension here in DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties, our guest. More to come with Kendra on the morning show.
WHOW. Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network. Corn starting the day slightly higher, beans lower, and wheat beginning this Tuesday lower. July corn opening 473, up half a penny. September corn up 1/4, 482. New crop December 493.5, up half a penny. July beans starting the day 1206 3/4, down 12 3/4. August beans down 11.5. 12.12. New crop November 1203, down 9 1/4. July wheat 682.5, down 4.5. September wheat down 4, 702.5. December wheat 725 1/4, that's down 3 1/4. July bean meal starting the day 368.30, up $1.80, and July bean oil 43.41, down to $1.74. Opening numbers on this Tuesday morning. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
Here's another Clinton Save-A-Lot satisfied customer.
I'm Debbie, and I'm from Clinton, Illinois. Love the produce. And, of course, if you're going to buy produce, then you have to buy it almost every day or every other day. So, love the produce. There's not anything I don't like about the store. I mean, I've been coming to Save-A-Lot ever since they came to town. But it's fresh, and the prices are very, very nice, which we appreciate those. Friendly. They're always helpful. I was just down the aisle just now, and someone asked me if I needed help.
And his owner, Dave Jackson, says,
"We hope to see you soon."
Your own home without the maintenance. If you're 55 or better, a beautiful Liberty Village villa could be yours. This is Erin, and I invite you to come take a tour of our move-in ready villa. Click the Liberty Village icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Simply the finest.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
You're listening to a best of segment of the WHOW Morning Show, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, this is a best of the WHOW Morning Show.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, my guest on the phone today, Kendra Wallace, is the Extension Coordinator for the U of I Extension in DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties. And Kendra, as we chat here for this morning, we talk about fair season coming up, but there's also a lot of things happening within, not just 4-H, but other activities as well. What do you have for us? What's going on here on the calendar?
Well, I do have one more fair-related option. If you missed our DeWitt County rabbit clinic, there will be a second rabbit clinic on Saturday, May the 18th. That will be held over at the Macon County Fairgrounds and in the Antique Tractor Barn. And again, they're just going to be going over basic care and those fair requirements for the different classes. So there's that one. Then we also have some others coming up. If you are interested in intercultural activities, we are hosting a international snacks workshop at Williamsville Library on May 22nd from 3 to 4 p.m. And we're just going to go take a look at foods around the world and what a typical lunch may look like for other students around the world, and then kids get an opportunity to try some new things. And then over in Farmer City on May the 15th, we have a maker workshop. Maker seems to be a really new up-and-coming area. It's been around for quite a while, but it's that innovation and exploration of inventing. And so we've got a couple activities for the kids over at Farmer City just to kind of, spur some thoughts and get their little minds moving and exploring new things.
Now, what's a maker event or activity? What is this, Kendra?
So, for instance, like we work with our state specialists through the 4-H office, and they have a set of curriculum design for us to go in, and we can teach really simple crafts. And they seem like crafts, but it really ties back to like electricity or physics, engineering. So any of those STEM areas, they seem really simple. I don't want to give too much away because I want the kids to have a little surprise when they get there as far as what the activity itself is. But again, it all kind of comes back to those STEM related areas. So for any listeners who are not familiar with STEM, it's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's pretty common to be heard anymore because a lot of that curriculum has been brought into the schools as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know the State Board of Education has really spurred moving those areas forward because of the advancements we have with technologies, creating computer programming, robotics, drones, for instance. I know drones are like really, really big for everybody right now because they're such a new technology that a lot of places are short-staffed and they don't have the drone pilots to utilize. So that is one area that 4-H has tried to expand on, and bringing that information to the kids to help them learn and let them know that that could be a possible career path.
Yeah, and
So-
like you said, STEM has really exploded. It feels like it started in 4-H and maybe some of those outside clubs, and then the schools really picked it up and brought it in, like you said.
Definitely. And it's nice. It's kind of like the topic of agriculture, or just about everything can be brought back to that. So again, because it is so broad, everything could probably really be related back to those areas. And so just really letting the kids know that these are a possibility. And with 4-H, we always say helping the kids find their spark. And so anyone who's interested, we can, again, tie back projects or things that they're already doing and give them a secondary option to explore that.
Very good. Well, Kendra, what else is on the calendar? Anything else coming up?
As of right now, as far as community events, that's kind of all we have right at the moment. I know I personally slow down as far as scheduling community events over the next 3 months, just because I am so heavily involved with coordinating the fair procedure and everything. So as of right now, that's all I have on my upcoming list.
Sure. Very good. Well, Kendra, I'll tell you what, as we kind of wrap things up here for this morning, I feel like it's a good time. You talked about that June 1st deadline to get involved in 4-H to show at the fair. I feel like it's a good opportunity to say, hey, if that's too quick of a deadline, but you're interested in being a part of 4-H in the future, obviously the new 4-H year, I think starts, September 1, October 1, somewhere in there. That's so there's time between now and then to learn about 4-H and just kind of get more informed on what 4-H is, what it's all about.
Definitely. I would encourage everyone to just come to these community events, come out and check out our 4-H show there at the fairgrounds that second weekend in July, and just keep active with it. You don't necessarily have to enroll right away, because so many cutoffs are, passed for this year. Just come out and enjoy the opportunity to experience it, get a kind of an idea of how things proceed throughout the year. But you are correct. The 4-H year starts September 1 and runs through August 31 of the current calendar year. And so it's $20 enrollment fee for the entire year. So I know myself personally as a parent, with travel sports and everything else going on, I am happy to pay $20. It's pretty a minimal fee there for everything that becomes involved. And most clubs meet once a month. So it's not a huge time commitment, but it is open to whatever is available for the family as well. So that is kind of the minimum, because you do have to make at least one 4-H meeting to be an exhibitor at the fair. Mm-hmm. But, for families who would like to become more involved, the possibilities are endless.
Very good. Well, Kendra, I tell you what, as we wrap up here for this morning, what's the best way for folks to learn about getting involved in 4-H, being a part of it? And you mentioned in the first segment, you need volunteers and judges for this year's 4-H fair. If there's folks interested in that, how do they get information on those two things?
Definitely. I would say first and foremost, always reach out to your local extension office. We are always happy to sit down and explain things and go through any questions that you might have. But you can always check us out again at that extension.illinois.edu/D for DeWitt, M for Macon, P for Pyatt.
Very good. Well, Kendra, it's always good to talk with you. We'll talk next month, and as we get closer, I'm sure this conversation will continue to grow, and we'll have a lot more to talk about as we go along. But we appreciate your time as always. Thanks for making it for us.
Thanks so much, Seth.
Kendra Wallace is the extension
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton, 92.3 FM W222 BG Clinton, 106.5 FM W293 DJ Normal Bloomington.
I'm Rich Thomason. Sharp rise in wholesale prices last month. The government's producer price index, it's a measure of prices before they reach consumers, rose 0.5% March to April. Wholesale prices now 2.2% higher than a year ago. Antony Blinken's latest diplomatic mission finds the U.S. Secretary of State in Ukraine. Blinken's trip follows a congressional approval of more American aid for Ukraine as the war with Russia rages on.
You can be sure what will come up will be the gradual arrival of this ammunition and weaponry as part of this $61 billion package, which was unlocked a month ago after a lot of political disagreement in Washington. And you can be sure that Mr. Blinken will be told about this continued Russian incursion in the northeast of Ukraine, which is only gathering momentum for the Russian side.
The BBC's James Waterhouse. The commencement speaker's backing for Israel proved somewhat divisive on graduation day at one of America's premier universities.
Dozens of students walked out of Duke University's commencement ceremony on Sunday as some chanted "Free Palestine" to protest the guest speaker, comedian Jerry Seinfeld, who has supported Israel throughout the war in Gaza. Many participants in robes and caps